Bitcoin has dropped a bit. We've broken that support trend line that I was hoping would hold. We've dropped around 3%, but what does this mean? Is it game over? Is it time to start getting emotional and panic selling? I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happened on the charts and explain what I think will happen next. Just quickly, I'm Harvinder. I've been in Bitcoin since 2015 and I focus just on the charts. I've been making these videos since 2022. So smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Right, I know this looks messy, so let's look at a cleaner chart. So, looking at this, to me, this is nothing. I was hoping this kind of level here would have held as support, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, support is a whole range. And zooming out, more than anything, I would say this is probably more important. And I did draw these trend lines when Bitcoin had dropped a bit. People were kind of panicking and thinking, okay, how low is Bitcoin going to go? And I just drew all these different support levels and I connected them to different points going back to 2015. And so I don't think, as long as this area here holds, then yeah, we're still in a game. I'm not panicking. I know this thing is going on in the news and politics, and I like to just ignore all of that because that's all just noise. And if you know anything about trading, a lot of it is engineered noise. It's done on purpose, to really throw retail. And so I think this is okay. What's happened. It's not a bad thing. And let me delete that because I know you can draw support lines all day long, but this is still all right. So yeah, I'm not panicking. If we break these levels here, and then I'll be like, okay, then it probably is going to go lower. And what I had forecasted before, where I'll quickly draw it on here, where I was looking at something like that could still play out. It just means that instead of it happening quicker, it might just be a bit more longed out. I know it's not correct English, but hey, you understand what I mean. And so, yeah, I wouldn't say there's any reason to panic. I mean, when the markets open up, we'll see what happens with the US markets, because if stocks and everything, if they pull back, then yeah, Bitcoin probably will pull back a bit more too. But it's okay. I'm going to delete some of these old lines. I wanted to keep these because they were useful, but I want to remove them because it's just a bit messy. And so yesterday, I don't know if you remember, I talked about two scenarios. If this trend line holds, then it should go straight up. And I was thinking it probably would go straight up. I was wrong. Yes, I get it wrong sometimes. And so the other possibility was that it would break this and it would bounce off of here, and it has done that. You can see breakthrough and it has bounced off of here. So we kind of want this to hold, and that's okay. It might just mean this move up to 100k is going to take a little bit longer, and it's only 93k. And even if it does fall even more, we've still got this support trend line here, which is still a solid trend line. It goes back to November. So the different scenarios of this, either it holds this trend line and it just grinds out some kind of little mini bottom here and then it continues, or it breaks this and it hits this trend line and then it goes up. So this scenario was wrong. I've got to delete that. But this could still play out. And worst case, this breaks and then it does something like that. But either way, I'm still bullish. Things are still in a bullish, we're still in a bullish environment. Yeah, we're going to have short-term crashes. And, I remember back in, April last year, we had the tariff deal, brought the price down to here. Everyone panicked, but then it zoomed off again. I really do think this is a similar thing. And so, yeah, I'm not panicking. Even a lot of alts have taken a hit, except for privacy coins. They're still doing amazingly well. But yeah, across the board, it is going to be red in times like these. And yeah, it's, we've had a little bit of a flash crash and we're coming back. So yeah, I would say don't panic. Let's see what happens when the US markets open up. So yeah, when you start to understand macroeconomics and how the system works and governments and the people really in control, and I don't want to get too conspiratorial here, but it's the game is rigged. And the game really is rigged, and you could argue that it's not just for money. It's probably more nefarious stuff. But if you know how the game is played, then you just play by the rules and you'll win. And so for me, the way the system works is that there's so many people in power. People like Trump, they have so much invested, and they're not going to let things crash because they've just got too much to lose. Just think about it. Just think that if you are in charge of everything, you're in charge of your own bank account. You can just print money whenever you want. Are you ever going to let that go? Like, would you ever be like, okay, I don't want this control anymore. I'm just going to, leave it to market forces and I'll just, go back, make my money like everyone else does. You're probably not going to do that. You're just going to be like, why would you? This is just like it's like the ultimate cheat code in a game. You've got unlimited lives. You've got unlimited ammo, gunpowder, whatever it is. You're not going to give that up. And that's the situation that we're in. So even if there is another crash, we're going to V reversal straight back out of it. It might take a few weeks and a lot of people are going to panic, but guess who's going to be buying? A lot of these big companies are going to be buying in those moments. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. And yeah, thanks for watching. And I just want to say, yeah, don't panic. And don't panic. The game is rigged. Numbers will always go up. And sometimes you just have to wait a little bit more. I'll make these video updates every day. So if you find them useful, subscribe, share them with someone who might find them useful too. And comment if you have any charts you want me to look at. And I will see you in tomorrow's video. Thank you.